Hello, my name's Tanya and this is my channel Just Let Me Sew. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you are well. Apologies again, I seem to be saying this at the start of most of my videos lately. Apologies for the delay in releasing another vlog. As always, life has been quite busy. Last week we had the dreaded stomach bug running through the house, so that kept us all nice and busy. And then just usual life has been quite busy, and I really haven't had that much time to make much, so not really that much to talk about. But I will start off by saying what I am wearing, and this is one of my recent makes. You may remember, if you've watched my vlogs in the past, that I had a plan to recreate a whistles dress that I saw and tried on. And I bought some denim, found a pattern, talked about it in one of my previous vlogs. I will try and put a card up here if you are interested in hearing more about that. But this is the finished dress, and I finished it last night actually, and I've been wearing it all day. So sorry, it is a bit creased, but I will stand up to try and show you. So it is a princess seam dress. You can see the princess seams there. I have changed it slightly in that I've put an exposed zip down the back. The pattern calls for a concealed zip, so I changed it because the whistles dress that I was trying to recreate had an exposed zip, and I found a really useful tutorial of how to do that because I just couldn't get my head around the maths of working out seam allowances and changing all of that. So I will link that tutorial down below. Really easy to do, so would recommend doing that because I think it gives a really nice look. The pattern that I used, I cannot remember off the top of my head, I haven't come very well prepared, is a Simplicity, one of the easy fit patterns, and I will put the name somewhere on the screen for you. And I would really highly recommend this pattern. I think it stands out from the other big 5 patterns that I've tried so far, which is quite a few, in that the instructions are really clear. What I also really like about this pattern is, as the name suggests, it's an easy fit. So it really holds your hand in what to do to adjust the fit for yourself. And on top of that as well, it also includes different cup sizes. So different exact pattern pieces depending on your cup size, which is brilliant. And yeah, it's really thorough instructions. I didn't find myself confused at any point, which usually happens at least once in a big 5 pattern for me, but not at all with this one. I found it really easy to follow. I did make a toile for this, and I made it up in a needle cord fabric that I had in my stash that I bought a while ago. And I did have to make a few adjustments. So the toile had a gaping neck here, so I did a hollow chest adjustment where I just pinched a couple of darts, and then the same for here. There was quite a lot of gaping here, so I pinched out some darts there as well, and then just transferred those onto the pattern and did it, redrew the lines. I have found actually wearing it, I think I've actually got to do maybe another adjustment here. I think perhaps just pull that up a little bit. You can see it's still gaping a little bit here. I've got these drag lines there, so I think in future I will change that, but it doesn't really bother me that much. And at the moment I'm wearing it over just a ready to wear roll neck, turtleneck, don't know what you call it. So I quite appreciate having that extra room, but maybe if I make a summer version, maybe in a lighter denim, I might change that. So yeah, really pleased with it. Hopefully I will have inserted a video or a picture or something of me wearing it so you can see the full length image, but it comes down to just below my knee. I have finished the armholes with a bias binding tape that I made myself, so not tape, just a bias binding that I made myself with some leftover fabric. And I did the same for the neckline. The pattern does have pieces for doing facings, but I didn't really want facings because with a heavier weight fabric, I thought it's going to show through, and I didn't want to do any top stitching. So I thought I'm just going to switch out for for binding, and it looks really good. And I think that's all there is to say about this dress. I'm really pleased with it. It's really comfortable. I worn it out today just with little DM boots on, and I think I could probably dress it up with some knee-high boots as well, and I think it will be good in the summer without anything underneath as well. So that's my dress. Really, really pleased with it. I have been buying a bit of fabric lately, and I will share all of that fabric with you. I was led mainly by a pattern that I saw come out recently. So I follow Maison Fauve on Instagram, and I love watching Cara's vlogs from So Mad. She's an ambassador for Maison Fauve. And when I saw their latest collection drop on Instagram, I fell in love with this jumper, this sweater that they had. And it is called the Ressac sweater. Le Sweat Ressac. And here it is. I'll see if I can insert one of their pictures, which might be better than just showing this envelope. But what I really, really, really like about this sweater is it's a raglan. So fitting the shoulders is much easier. And I love these style lines. They're so unusual. So at the front, there's a pocket, like one of those sort of kangaroo pockets here. And then at the side and under the sleeve there's a nice detailing. You can do the detailing in the same fabric as the sweatshirt, or you can do it in ribbing. You can see a bit clearer on the back there. So under here and here. And I think that looks really, really nice. Something different. You could colour block it if you want. And then using that different ribbing as well. So I have already cut mine out and have started tracing it. I hate tracing patterns. I tend not to do it. Got that all ready to go. And I will show you the fabric that I've got planned for it. If you've been watching my vlog for a while, you may have twigged onto the fact that I love bright pink. And for this sweater, I just had in mind a bright pink sweater. Sorry, normally I say jumper, but I think sweater is what it's called on the pattern, so I'll call it sweater. So the main fabric I've gone for is, wow, that looks really bright on my screen. I don't know if it's going to come up this bright on the video, but it's not that bright in real life. So it is a bright pink sweatshirt fabric, and it's a fleecy back, and it is so squishy and snuggly. Love it. And I got this from Pound Fabrics. They do a really nice range of regular sweatshirt fabrics, and I say regular in that they always seem to have them on their website, not like some of them where they have a limited amount and then they're gone. They seem to have these always, and they've got a really good selection of colours too, so I would really recommend having a look. I think it was only £9.50 a metre, which was quite a bit cheaper than another big fabric shop that I was looking at. Now I made a bit of a mistake when I was ordering this. I felt that I put 2 meters in my basket, but I must have only put 1 meter in, and the pattern calls for 1 meter 30, and I don't want to get caught out. So I've ordered myself another meter, and I'm hoping it arrives in time. I also at the same time ordered some ribbing, which is the lighter weight ribbing, and it matches the colour really well. Again, bright pink, coming up really bright. It might be because I've got to have all the lights on today because it's pitch black outside at, oh, it's nearly 5, fair enough. Anyway, sorry, rambling. So a lighter weight ribbing, which I might use for the neck, the cuff and the hemband, but what I've also got, and this is what I plan to use for the side panels and for the sleeve detail, is a heavier weight rib, and I'm hoping you'll be able to see the difference. I don't think you really can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's a thicker rib knit, but full cuffing, so it's nice and stretchy. And I think that will contrast really well. You can kind of see the difference. So contrast, but subtle. Contrast in terms of texture, I suppose. That's what you would say, wouldn't you? I may end up using that for the neck, the cuff and the hemband if I have enough left over, but I'm not sure. I will see how I feel. So really excited about making that one up. I've seen Cara's version that she's made up and I just think it looks lovely. The Tilly and the Buttons Drew sweatshirt has just come out recently as well. I was tempted by that, and these came out at a similar time actually. And then in the end, it was just the style lines of this one, the really nice panel detail there and under there that I'd never seen before. And I thought I could probably try and recreate the Drew myself by sort of hacking a sleeve, but this Resac one, I don't think I would be able to hack that myself. It's a bit too complex to do that, I think. So really looking forward to making that up. The other fabric that I bought from Pound Fabrics is a brushed cotton. I've never bought brushed cotton before, never worked with it, and they released it recently, only £3.75 a metre. So I was prepared for when it arrived for it to be really thin and a bit see-through, but actually it's arrived and it is gorgeous quality. It is so soft and actually quite thick. You can't really see through it at all. I mean, if you really hold it up to the light, you can see through. But my plan for these is to make myself a pair of bob pants. So I bought the bob pants pattern when So Sarah Style did her vlog on the bob pants, and I've been meaning to make some up. That was sort of towards the end of summer, and then it turned to autumn, and now it's got really wintry in the UK. So I was thinking, well, I still want to make them, but I can't make them in a nice cotton or a viscose. It's got to be something wintry. So I think this brushed cotton will do really well for that. So really like that. And I think they'll be kind of like secret pyjamas because they're just so soft. And it is almost sort of like pyjama fabric as well, isn't it? So I got myself 2 meters of that. Really pleased with that. So do go and have a look. They've got lots of different colours in that brushed cotton as well. I also bought myself some fabric from the recent Nerida Hansen collection drop that's been circulating, and it is a viscose, and I got this one from So who I follow on Instagram, and the colorway flashed up and I thought that was just stunning, so pretty. Again, it's looking quite bright on screen. It looks sort of magenta-y there, but in real life it's not quite so bright. But this one is on a dark green background, and it's got these beautiful pink, orange, blue flowers with the light green stems. I don't think it's obviously directional, but I got myself, I think, 1 meter or 1.5 meters of this, and I think I'm going to make up a Anthea blouse out of this one. I might make a Marni. I do love a Marni, but I might go for the Anthea blouse, let the fabric do the talking on that one. Can't quite decide, but I love that, and the quality is really good. Now on to some more patterns that I have bought recently. So it was a McCall's half price sale recently, and I did get tempted by a few patterns. The first one that I bought was McCall's M7847, and it is supposedly Learn to Sew level 2, which I suppose means it's quite easy. The reason it is easy is because it doesn't have any fixtures to it, so no buttonholes, no zip, and it doesn't have pockets either. So I would want to add those features. I think you definitely need some buttons on a winter coat. I think this one does give you, yeah, it's snap closures, but I prefer buttons, so I would do that. And then maybe do some inseam pockets, and I think I would probably want to lengthen it as well. The pattern here is made up in like a fur fabric. I think I would just use like a poly wool blend. If you can recommend any good fabric shops for good wool poly blends, do let me know down below where you would recommend. Ideally in the UK, just for postage being a little bit quicker. But yeah, we'll see if I actually get that made up this winter. I would really like to, but making a winter coat can be a bit of a big project. Next up I bought was another pattern inspired by So Sarah Style. If Sarah's watching, I'm not stalking you, I promise. I just really like some of the patterns that you choose. And it is this one, McCall's 8245, and Sarah made up this long jumpsuit version that you can see here. If I show you the lines on the back, it's a stretch jumpsuit. That's going to focus eventually. It's a stretch jumpsuit with no closures or anything. It's just a pull on, and it looks really comfy. And Sarah made up a really nice smart version and a more casual version. So yeah, I'd like to try that. And it also comes with a pattern for a sort of robe as well. So that might be quite nice for like a little throw on dressing gown as well. So we'll see if I get that made up in time for winter. If not, definitely for summer, I would wear that. And then the last pattern that I bought is not for me. Finally doing some selfless sewing, some sewing for my husband this time. So this time last year, I made him something. This is going to be an annual thing. And a whole year later, I'm making him something else. Yeah, maybe I should make him a few more things. I feel a bit mean saying that out loud now. But this is McCall's 7486. And he has requested a pair of joggers. So I'm going to make him this version here. And what I really like about this pattern is it's got this contrast detail here. It's not very big, just a little panel there. And what he's asked me to do is actually the colour of those is the colour he wants. So it's like a forest green. And then we have some traditional fabrics from Bolivia, which is where he's from, called, the style is called Aguayo, which is a little bit similar, sort of like, you know, the Mexican traditional brightly patterned geometric fabrics, similar-ish to that. And he wants that panel to be made out of that fabric. So I think they're going to look really, really good. The fabric tends to be maybe not so sturdy, so I might need to interface it somehow or back it with some of the jersey fabric, the stretch fabric as well. So I have to think about that. And then, so I've cut all of this out. As I was cutting it out, he said, oh, do you think you could make me a hoodie to match? And I said, I don't think I'm going to have enough fabric, matching fabric, to make you like a matching hoodie, but maybe I could make him a hoodie from another fabric as well, because I do feel a bit mean now that I spend so much time sewing and I don't really make much for him. So I probably should make him something as well. So those are the fabrics and the patterns that I have bought, and I am hoping to get lots of sewing done this weekend. I'm going away with some friends. We've organised just a weekend away for ourselves to do some sewing, to get together. So I'm hoping I will have lots of time to do sewing, but I have a feeling we'll have lots of time to chat and eat and maybe not do so much sewing, but we'll see. That's the plan. I always forget in my videos to ask people to consider subscribing to my channel. I have had a few recent subscribers off the back of my last video. So if you are watching and you are one of those people, thank you so much for subscribing. It is lovely seeing those numbers go up. It really means a lot to me. And I also want to say to the people that do watch my videos regularly and comment, thank you so much for your comments. I really love seeing your names appear on the comments and having little chats with you. It's really lovely to hear from you, and it's a great community, the sewing community. So thank you very much if you are one of those people, and if you would consider subscribing if you haven't already, I would love that. Thank you very, very much. It really does help push my videos out there, get my channel out there a little bit more. Now for my next video, I'm hoping I'm going to have lots of makes to share with you after my weekend away. But what I'm also thinking of, either next video or the video after, is getting a little bit of inspiration from some of you. Now I know some of you have amazing sewing rooms. My sewing room is a multifunctional space, shall we say. That makes it sound a bit grander than it is, but it's an office space. It also needs to double up as a spare room. It's where we do our ironing. And as a result, I haven't really done much to my little sewing corner to make it a sewing corner. So I'm thinking next video of sort of sharing my space with you a little bit to see if any of you can share some advice on what I can do. For example, a pin board maybe on the wall would be quite cool. And I was also thinking of sharing some of my space saving ideas if you do have like a multi-purpose sewing area. So let me know in the comments down below if you would be interested in hearing about that. That would be wonderful to get your feedback. So I will leave it there. I will stop rambling. I feel like I have just talked non-stop very fast for over 20 minutes, so sorry about that. I hope to see you next time on one of my videos. Please do give me a like if you have enjoyed the video. And again, I really hope that you are well wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye.